that he's getting this award. I mean, he really, really.
Well, it's something that I know something about for a change, you know. It's a charity that I think it does a good job, and I've met a lot of people that have had it's helped a lot because you hear about these charities, but I often go, where does the money go? What happens? But a lot of people I know are getting recovered from drug addiction and alcoholism. They've been financed by this charity, you know.
They do amazing things, and it's just such an honour for me to be here and see my dad get an award for something that most people would never think would happen, and my entire family is so proud of him. And
So Black Sabbath and whatever band I was in, we had a lot of shows together, and those were wonderful days. But it's in the distant past, so Ozzy and I don't have much of a clue about it other than what I just told you.
do you know what you're from?
Even going back when we were young children, I mean, we've been listening to this man, and to now be friends with him.
I wish we'd had a chance to hang out more in the old days, but we wouldn't be here probably if we had.
Hey guys. You know, I read these rock books, like documentaries and stuff.
A lot of the guys I used to run with didn't make it, and they died before they hit bottom. And somehow, I hit bottom before I died. So I'm not really supposed to be here, but I am. And all I can do at this point is try and be a kind of a little beacon of hope for anybody who's in trouble and let them know that it's not easy, but it can be done. There's life after addiction, and it's really good.
And how often do you do?
I first met Ozzy on the Ozzy tour in 1986, and I was so nervous. my hand was shaking when I went up to shake his hand. But nowadays, it's my bro.
I think you just found out.
Yeah, I know him. He doesn't know me, but I know him pretty well.
Have you had a history?
Yeah, I have a history with him. Yeah. I would say I'm friends with him, but again, on any given day, he may not know that.
Tell me.
Duties tonight. Tell us about those and what.
I'm not entirely clear on what they are. I just did a teleprompter read through and found out. By the way, we'll get.
No, because I'm very openly a recovering addict, so for me, it's all comical now that I'm 10 years later. It's really funny. 10 years ago it was not very funny, but now it gets funnier and funnier.
Is that the case?
Yeah, absolutely. All my stories that were led me to getting sober, I now find very amusing.
And how much do you help others, sort of on a regular basis?
I do. I'm always there. You know, that's day to day. I talk with somebody who's in some form of recovery or trying, or has been sober forever. Yeah, it's a big part of my life.
Next effort. What's the process?
The ideas are all there. There's no shortage of ideas. It's just finding the time to really nail it down and focus, and that will come very soon. After tonight, hopefully. Yeah. Process of elimination, really.
And we're old school about it too. We like to all get in the room and bash it out. I know a lot of bands and a lot of musicians work digitally now with just trading files, but we're still cavemen about it. We like to get in a room and bash it out and talk amongst ourselves and argue and fight, and it's all part of the process. But it's still, it still feels real once you get to the end result.